Choosing your full mouth implants is a big decision. This is your life, this is your face, this is your teeth. This is the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life that we're dealing with. We're not dealing with choosing a restaurant or buying a car or something like that. This is for the rest of your life when you do implants with me. Hey guys, Dr. Heath Lampee here with Teeth In 24. One of the things I want to talk about today is the biggest mistake people make when choosing an implant center. Now, a lot of my patients make the biggest mistake. They choose an implant center based on advertising. They might have heard a radio ad. They might have seen a TV ad. They might have seen a social media ad that shows this new implant center and all how great it is and how it's better than the rest. When really, when you're choosing full mouth implants for yourself, you need to know who's doing your surgery, how long they've been in practice for, how long they've been in business for, what their warranties are like, and are they going to be there for you 3, 4, 5, 10 years in the future? Are they going to be there if there is an issue? And this is medicine. Sometimes there are small issues, and so you need to have trust and you need to make sure the person that did the work is going to be there. Because a lot of dentists, they're not going to want to work on somebody's old implants or anything like that. You're going to find that out. So my advice today is going to save you years of frustration. It's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, and it's going to give you a happier life. So the biggest mistake people are making is making that decision with their full mouth implants on advertising. Every dentist in the world thinks they want to do full mouth implants now, and they're trying to advertise for it. They might spend a little bit of money on the internet or try a radio or TV ad, and they might be an inexperienced surgeon. They might have only done this one or two times. I've heard all these stories of these people telling me that they were guinea pigs for their surgeon, that they had a teacher watching them do it and they had all these complications. It's very scary work because all these dentists think this full mouth implant work is easy. Now, it isn't. That's the honest truth. And after 20 years, I make it look easy, but you got all these other guys that want to try this that really don't know what they're doing. And that's kind of scary, actually. And you don't actually need credentials to do implants or even especially full mouth implants. And full mouth implants are the most complex thing in dentistry. They are not for the faint of heart. And now there's a lot of foolish dentists out there that want to get in your mouth. They want to get in your pocketbook. You might want to say, oh, I'll do this a little cheaper than the next guy. And that's the mistake my patients are making because these people do not have experience. Now, there's also corporate centers now. There's more and more private equity going into these big implant centers because they want to try to make them into billion-dollar companies. At these corporations, they advertise heavily. They have doctors that rotate in and out who you don't even know if they have the experience to do this. So if you see one doctor today, if you need to see them 2 or 3 years later, probably not the same guy is going to be there. And they don't know your case. They don't know you. And dentistry is a lot of trust, a lot of trust. And so with these corporate centers, you usually meet with the doctor maybe for a minute or two. They say, oh yeah, you're a candidate. And then they pass you to the sales department. And their sales departments are worse than used car salesmen. They're going to get you in a room. They're going to try to get you to say yes. Let's get you financed right now. What's it going to take to make this deal happen? And if you don't say yes right then and there through all their pressure and tactics and everything, they're going to call you and email you and text you endlessly. They're basically going to harass you. What's it take to get this deal done? What's it take? And that's not good business. That is not taking care of a patient. That is them just trying to make a sale. I want you to make a good financial decision. I know that investing in dental implants is one of the biggest expenses you might have in your life, but it's also going to be one of the best things. But there's a lot of places that are trying to advertise a much, much cheaper price because they're not established, they haven't been in business long, and they're not planning on being in business long, to be frank with you. They also might be making an inferior product that's cheaper to make so that they basically have you on the hook to keep on replacing it for another $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and all of a sudden it's more expensive than what I would have quoted you originally. So there are all these people trying all these tricky sales tactics, and you need to be wary of that because a lot of times in life, the vast majority, we all know this, you get what you pay for. Like so many of my patients that I've seen that I've had to fix their implant work, they've gone cheaper places because I understand we all want to save a buck. Once they realize that they got an inferior product, their work is failing, they had a bad experience at other place where the sales people put so much pressure on them, their surgeon is gone, they can't even use any warranty work, or they went out of business. They come to me and I have to fix the work. This is your life, this is your face, this is your teeth. This is the first thing everyone sees. So I don't want you making these mistakes. People who do their research come and see me. They know what they're going to get. They know how efficient we are. We know how honest we are. They know how customized our teeth are. They know that we are going to give them a smile that they can smile with for life, that gives them confidence, that gives them health. With me, you have trust. You have integrity. And you are not just a number in a revolving door of patients going in and out like these corporate practices. My whole practice philosophy is, how do I see as few patients as possible? And how do I make as big of a difference in their lives as possible? That's why I do what I do. That's why I love what I love after 20 years. Dentistry is not boring to me. It's my passion. I love the technical aspect, but I want to see what you're doing outside of life when you're done here. I want to see all the things you're doing. I want to see how healthy you are, how you're loving life. And so you're not a number here. And at all these other places, it is a revolving door of doctors. It's a revolving door of salespeople. There's no continuity. There's no trust. There's no integrity. You don't know what you're getting. They're going to use cheap products. And you need to stop right then and there and say, I'm not going to make this mistake. I'm going to see Dr. Lampee. I'm going to do this once. Going to do it right, going to do it for life. And I'm going to do it for me.